we've got unbelievable stories. We know the water works. Now there's people, they're going on the internet and they're finding units, supposedly just like ours, that's half the price. How do we justify this Enagic unit is as good or better, or what do we do about the competition?
Saw this technology, not knowing the name brands or anything, but I saw this technology several years ago. And when I came back home to the States, I bought a unit. I went out and I found the only one I could find at the time, and I bought it. And I set it up and I started using it, and I was sick to realize that what it did and what I had seen the other unit in Japan do was night and day different. And I didn't know exactly how to test for all of the things that we've talked about today at that time, but it didn't take too long to start learning some things. And so I wrote it off as a waste of money, as a learning experience. I've had a few of those in my life. And so I started looking for other machines, and I found some other machines. And actually, a couple of years ago, I bought the machine that almost everybody that goes on the internet is being told is bigger, better, and better than ours for half the money. Let me just tell you my experience with that machine. I bottled up a bunch of the water, I took it to my office, and I started having patients take the water. I personally was taking the water. One of the things that I have done for years and years is I've put green powders, green drinks, I've been using green drinks to alkalize with for years, and I've had a lot of patients doing it because it really helped them. You're getting a lot of concentrated vegetables into the body. Well, I'd put it in this water from this machine, shake it up, drink some of it. I put it in a liter bottle usually, set the rest down on my desk, come back 2, 3, 5 minutes later, and 90% of the green powder was on the bottom of the glass, on the container. So you'd shake it up again, then you'd drink it down, you'd set it down, and this would go on until it was empty. When I first saw Enagic's machine, I said, I'm going to try the water. Well, I got some water, filled my bottle up, and I thought, I haven't had my greens in a while. So I grabbed some greens, threw it in there, shook it up, drank some of it, set it down, listened to the speaker that was talking, picked it up, and there was no greens on the bottom of the bottle. I thought I'd picked up the wrong bottle, actually, so I was looking around, and finally it had my name on it. And I went, well, that's it. So I didn't have to shake it. I drank it again, and I went, well, I can taste the difference. In fact, it's tasted smoother and sweeter, just fresher. Well, the whole time I drank that first bottle, the greens didn't end up on the bottom of the container. And I knew then there was something special about this water, and I continued to listen to them. And you have to understand, when I was first introduced to this machine a year ago, the whole meeting was in Japanese, and I was one of about a handful of white people there trying to figure out what was going on. And it was a little challenging. And what happened is, I just had this impression that there was something really amazing about this water just from that. So I bought a machine then. I can tell you that for the first 90 days, I kept both machines on the counter, and I would play with both waters, because I really wanted to understand this. And the competitor machine, what I noticed was that I'd make the water, and I would let it sit there in a gallon jug for a day, and then I would test the pH, and the pH of the competition's machine was back down to 7. Ours was still 9.5. I went, wow, that's interesting. And then, of course, the microclustering aspect, it wasn't happening. It's microclustering which caused the greens to fully absorb into the water and stay in suspension. But the other thing I wanted to know was about the antioxidants, because they claimed theirs was extremely good, and so I put an ORP meter in. And I will tell you that no matter what machine you have, the longer the water is out of the machine, the less the ORP will be. It's just like putting food out on the counter. Over time, it will break down. You'll lose some of the antioxidant properties. But ours was staying significantly up there. My water coming out of my well at home, when I would first do it, was coming out at about minus 670. Minus 100 is what green tea is, just to give you some perspective. This was minus 670. A day later, it was like minus 520. The competitors came out at minus 120, and the next day was positive 240, positive 250, positive 260. I just kept doing it. I'm like, whoa, no wonder I didn't notice anything on this water.